പ്രിയ വിദ്യാർത്ഥി സുഹൃത്തുക്കളെ, രക്ഷിതാക്കളെ, നമ്മളെല്ലാവരും വളരെ മാരകമായൊരു പാൻഡമിക് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ പകർച്ചവ്യാധിയുടെ ഒരു സ്ഥിതിവിശേഷത്തിലാണ് നമ്മൾ നിൽക്കുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ എൻ്റെ പേര് ഹംസ, ഞാൻ മർക്കസ് ഹൈസ്കൂളിൽ ബയോളജി എടുക്കുന്നതാണ്. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ വിഷയവുമായി ബന്ധപ്പെട്ട് ഒന്ന് രണ്ട് കാര്യങ്ങൾ പറയുകയാണ്. അപ്പോൾ ഇതിലേറ്റവും പ്രധാനപ്പെട്ടത് നമ്മൾ പേഴ്സണൽ ഹൈജീനാണ്, അതായത് വ്യക്തി ശുചിത്വം. നമ്മൾ പുറത്ത് പോവുകയാണെങ്കിലും വീട്ടിലാണെങ്കിലും ഇടയ്ക്കിടയ്ക്ക് എന്ത് ചെയ്യുക, കൈ സാനിറ്റൈസ് ചെയ്യുക. അതുകൂടാതെ നമ്മൾ പരമാവധി എന്ത് ചെയ്യുക, 1-1.5 മീറ്റർ വിട്ടു നിന്നിട്ട് മറ്റ് കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ അകലം പാലിക്കുക. പിന്നെ എല്ലാ ഭക്ഷണങ്ങളും, ഈ രോഗം കൂടുതൽ വരുന്നതെന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ പ്രതിരോധശേഷി കുറഞ്ഞ മറ്റു അസുഖങ്ങളുള്ള ആൾക്കാരിലാണ് ഏറ്റവും കൂടുതൽ ഉണ്ടാകുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ പരമാവധി ശ്രദ്ധിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ എന്ത് ചെയ്യാം, നമുക്ക് ഒരു പരിധി വരെ ഈ രോഗത്തെ നമുക്ക് തടഞ്ഞു നിർത്താൻ പറ്റും. നിങ്ങൾ തടഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നിങ്ങളുടെ സൊസൈറ്റി, നിങ്ങളുടെ വീട്, അതേപോലെ നമ്മളെ രാജ്യം എല്ലാത്തിനെയും നമുക്ക് എന്ത് ചെയ്യാം, പ്രതിരോധിക്കാൻ പറ്റും. All students, everybody is having online classes, but you people may be having some problems with the medium. So my name is Hamza. I am taking biology class in Marcus HSS Boys. Today I am giving you little bit explanation for this chapter. The chapter is sensations and responses. If you look this picture, you can understand different types of children are feeling different experiences. Some children are tasting, some are looking, some are touching. So what are the feelings these children are experiencing? How we will know these experiences? Which are the system in our body to coordinate all these such activities? If you are not understanding the surroundings, we cannot live. That means these experiences are very much important for us to realize or to understand, to know the world. Some examples are there. These experiences we can call as factors or senses. So if our body is having some experience or senses, at the same time our body will respond accordingly. And these responses will be controlled and coordinated by a particular system that is working in our body. That system is called nervous system. Look this. These are the factors by which children and other organisms respond. Some are listed here. You should say the other factors also. Taste is there, touch is there, and we can say what will be the other one? Temperature. Depending upon the temperature, we will respond. And most important thing is pain. We are feeling pain also. So these senses or feelings we can call as a stimuli. In plural it is stimuli, in singular it is stimulus. There is an explanation or definition here. The senses that evoke responses means to prepare our body to respond. That senses are called stimuli. So if you are feeling the stimulus, then our body will respond accordingly. If you observe this illustration, you can say different parts of our body is experiencing different senses. That means if you look the tongue, mainly tongue will be using for experiencing taste. And what about eye? Eye is responsible for seeing the pictures. And if you keep something food on the eye, we cannot get the experience of taste. That means different organs are having different feelings or experiences. And if you look, you are hearing my sound, it is through the ear. So here the feelings which we get through the ear is the sound or hearing. Then smell through the nose. So all these are the different organs present in our body to experience feelings or senses. There are two types of stimuli. One is getting from our external or surroundings. But at the same time, some types of feelings or senses or stimuli we are feeling from inside our body. That is called internal. Example, if you are becoming very hungry, hungry is the internal stimuli. And what about thirst? Thirst also. And if you are having any problem or pain in the internal organs, that is also an example of internal hunger, stimulus. But external stimuli are pain, touch, then temperature, then all this vision, all these are examples of external stimuli. So stimuli are getting from two different areas. The outside it is called external stimuli, then the inside our body it is called the internal stimuli. Pressure also there, it is an example of internal stimuli. So I think you can understand the words responses, sensation and examples of different types of stimuli. Then another question might, how this our body is getting ready for the responding such stimuli? Who is responsible for where it is reaching? Look, there are specialized cells in the sense organs. Sense organs means there are 5 sense organs in our body, which are the eye is an example of sense organ, ear, nose, skin, then one more is there, ear, eye, nose, tongue and skin. These are the sense organs in our body. So through the sense organs we are receiving the stimuli, and there will be a particular type of cells present all these sense organs that will carry this stimuli to the central nervous system, that is a particular important part in our nervous system. That part is called brain. So brain is the main part of the nervous system that is controlling and coordinating all these activities. So all these stimuli are carried towards the brain. Then the brain gives correct display and explanation and reply. Then it will be the body is responding according to that. So one more thing, there are specialized cells in the sense organs and other parts of the body to receive stimuli. So here you should understand the word specialized cells. These specialized cells are called receptors. These specialized cells are called receptors. So it is through these receptors the stimuli is getting received and transporting or carrying towards the brain. So that system is very much important here to respond our body accordingly. That system is called nervous system. These are the important parts of the nervous system: brain, spinal cord and nerves. See, if you look in the picture, these nerves are scattered throughout the body. In every part of the body you can see nerves. So nerves are the structural and functional unit of the nervous system. Nerves are the structural and functional unit of the nervous system. So if you understand very well about the nervous system, before that you should understand the structure of the nerves. It is also called a neuron. It is also called as a neuron. So you can understand by seeing the textbook, different explanations are there. So now you are going to understand deeply the structure of the nervous system. Nervous system consists of mainly 3 parts. The important or the most important part of the nervous system is the brain, then the spinal cord, then nerves or neurons. These nerves or neurons are scattered throughout the body. Then one more thing I should tell to you, that which is the largest sense organ in our body? That is the skin. Skin is having different types of receptors. That means we can feel touch, we can feel pressure, we can feel temperature, and we can feel what temperature means cold, hot, everything. So it is in the skin different types of receptors are seen. And one more thing I am asking you, in which part of the skin you can see more number of receptors? That part, if you touch a person or an organism, you can feel very easily when you touch by using your fingertips. So fingertip is having most number of touch receptors, and besides fingertips, lips also having this touch receptors. And another part, sense organ, that is having more number of touch receptors is the tongue. So these are the parts in our body in which we can see more number of touch receptors. And these receptors are responsible for the sense of touch. Again, come back to the nervous system. Nervous system is having three important parts: brain, then spinal cord, then nerves or neurons. Now you are going to understand very elaborately the basic unit of the nervous system, that is called a neuron. This is very important because in your public exam, regularly asking 4-mark question, it will be the structure and functions of the neuron, labeling the parts. So this structure is very, very important. Don't neglect. Please consider it as a very important. See, this is the structure of the neuron. If we are not having enough time to draw, all of you look into the picture, you can understand. This part is a very important part. This part is called cell body or cytone, because here too many filaments are developed or formed. The small filament is called dendrium. Then each dendron is branched into several small filaments. That part is called dendrite. See, dendron, short filament from the cell body. What is the function of the dendron? It carries impulses from the dendrite to the cell body. That means here the impulses coming from one neuron, it will be carried towards the cell body by the dendrite. So dendrite is the branch of the dendron. And before that, you should understand the word impulse. Impulse is the electric waves that is formed in the receptor cells towards the brain or central nervous system. It is in the form of electric waves, that means stimulus. That impulse will be carried by the different neurons, and it will be reaching to the nervous system or main part of the nervous system, that is the brain. So the function of the dendrite is to carry the impulse from the adjacent neuron towards the cell body, from the dendrite to the dendron, and dendron to the cell body. From the cell body, a long elongated filament is called, that filament is called axon. This is very important because it is through the axon these impulses are carried towards the another neuron. So axon, the longest filament from the cell body, carries impulses from the cell body to outside. That means towards the another or adjacent neuron. Then at the end of the axon, it is getting branched. These branches are called axonite. What are the functions of axonite? Axonates carry impulses to the synaptic knob. There is a knob at the end of the axonite. That knob is called a synaptic knob. And synaptic knob is the place in which chemicals will be secreted to carry or transmit impulse from one neuron to another. That will be studied later. It will be explained later. So these are the important parts of the neuron. One more part is the Schwann cell. Here you can see some cells are getting encircled to the axon. This encircled sheath is called myelin sheath. It is made up of a particular type of cell called Schwann cell. So these are the important part of the neuron. Dendrite is the branch. Then dendron is the main filament from the cell body or cytosol. Then longest filament from the cytosol is the axonate, and axon is getting branched. It is called as axonate. At the end of the axonate there is a knob. That knob is called synaptic knob. So these are the important. This is very, very important. You should study different parts and their function also. This neuron structure and functions of. Now I am closing my teaching. That means you have to understand the important terms very well. Which are the terms I am reminding you once more. That means which are the senses, stimuli, responses, receptors, then different types of sense organs, then nervous system, important parts, and the basic unit of the nervous system, that is the neuron, structure, functions, and different parts of the neurons. Here you have to answer one or two questions by understanding all this what I said. The first question is that explain stimuli, response, and receptors. You have to answer for this question. Explain the terms stimuli, then response and receptors. Second, what are the different sense organs seen in your body? What are the different sense organs seen in your body, or name the different sense organs present in our body. Then the third, why fingertips, lips and tongue having more number of touch receptors? Why fingertips, then lips, then tongue are having more number of touch receptors? The last question, draw and label and write functions of the neuron. It is also called nerves. So these are the important points. It should be answered and it should be written in your notebook. We can see next class. So I am winding up. All you very good.